Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, for the very first time, I am actually going to be trying a 3-strand twist out. As you all can see here, my hair is freshly washed and conditioned, and I am getting ready to section my hair. I like to give myself a break from my middle part, so I always try to make sure however I'm styling my hair that I'm not putting my part in the same place. So I'm going for a side part today, and I am sectioning my hair off into 4 large sections. I'm trying out this Bonita Afro Bond from the Dew. It's another one of their creams, moisturizing creams for natural hair that you can use for twist outs and braid outs. I wanted to see how this one compared. Off the bat, I noticed that I had to really work the product into my hair strands, but I really could see the product really soaking in and moisturizing my hair. So I'm going to moisturize all of my sections before I actually get started with twisting. And to make styling that much easier, I'm going to also go ahead and detangle each section thoroughly. I will say in the front I did do kind of more like medium sections, and then the back I did medium sections. I will recommend doing more medium size sections because this is almost like a braid and you really don't need your sections to be too small. I am using the Dews as a topper for this hairstyle, making sure I also get my roots. And of course, before we start with this twisting process, we're going to detangle. I decided to start off with a braid. I wish I would have braided down further, so just keep in mind you can braid down a few more times and it'll make starting off the 3-strand twist easier. So with your 3 pieces, you're always going to take the piece that is furthest to the left and wrap it around both pieces. And then I like to tell myself that, okay, now we're going to reset. Resetting is basically getting all 3 strands in your hand like this and then taking the other one and moving it around the other 2 pieces. I will say using a mirror really helps with this process because your brain is going to want to tell you to do a braid, but always keep in mind the reset process. So you wrap, reset, wrap, reset, wrap, reset, wrap, and then reset, and then give your ends a nice little coil. You didn't get it the first time, no worries. Here's a slow motion. We're wrapping and resetting, wrapping, reset, wrap, reset. And remember, when you're wrapping that hair strand around both of those 2 strands, but do not forget your reset. If you do not reset and get all of the 3 strands in your hand, you will most likely start doing a twist or you might end up braiding. So I went ahead and finished up that section in the front. I had about 5 twists, and honestly I could have did about 3 or 4. I am going to repeat this process all over my head, and as I told you all before, in the back I did do my sections much larger, more medium size, and I actually like the curl definition that I got in the back a little bit better than the front because I felt like the back sections were actually easier to separate than the front. But that's also okay because usually in the front I really don't do a whole lot of separating in the first place. If you are still struggling, just slow down this entire video and you can watch it in slow motion. But as you all can see here, I actually started to smooth up the process and speed up because I got a little bit more comfortable with the actual process. And I always get super thrilled when I finish that last twist because it's the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know about y'all, I love taking care of my hair, but I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do not like doing it. It takes some time, but here I am putting on some heat protectant because I did sit up under the dryer, and it is 2 days later actually, so my hair had time to really set and actually, you know, dry completely. So I'm using some of this oil to just moisturize my fingers before I actually go in with the takedown process. But as you all can see here, I'm making sure that I rub that oil all over every single twist. Taking these twists down are actually no different from taking down 2-strand twists. It's still easier than taking down a braid out, and the hair literally just unravels and you can see the definition. My biggest challenge though is my hair was like not trying to separate a whole lot, so I ended up like literally just smoothing the sections and kind of just like letting it be. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let the curls kind of like fall apart on its own as the week go by. I will say once I moved up to the next row, I was able to safely separate without causing too much frizz. I do believe that this is probably because of the cream that I use, which is probably like keeping the hair stuck together. Usually when I style my hair with just like a mousse, my hair has no issue with like separating without the frizz. And as I got to the front, I kind of found it best to like not really separate a whole lot because it was causing additional frizz. I do believe it was possibly because of some of my sections being a little bit smaller, but here's a little trick that you can use whenever you are noticing additional frizz in your hair, is actually taking some mousse and putting it on your fingers and literally sliding it down single coils and curls that you see in the hair. Once we get to the end of the video, you all are gonna see it's gonna look like I barely have any frizz at all because I used that little trick. Here I am adding a little bit of water to my edges before I apply some edge control, and I'm just going to smooth that in to add a finishing look to the hairstyle. So I went ahead and tied my edges down for about 15 minutes, and while they were setting, I did go in with a little bit of mousse to kind of smooth some of that frizz, and voila, here's what my 3-strand twist out is looking like. I will absolutely do this hairstyle again, and if you choose to try it out, please let me know your thoughts or any tips that you may have. As always, I hope you all enjoyed the video and found it useful, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. See ya!